Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns, and today I'm coming on very quickly to show you or share with you the treats that I made for On Stage. I've just come back from an annual event from Stampin Up that's just for us demonstrators. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin Up based in the UK. I started in 2015 with them and I absolutely love these events. When we go to events, we make some either card toppers or 3D items and swap with our fellow demonstrators. So these are the two that I made. I took about 40. Meant to take more but ran out of time, so I'm just going to quickly talk you through these. They actually contain sweeties. So I had some Star Mix in this little bag, and I had some 3 chocolates in this little bag. So let me go through and show you how I made them. I'll do this one first. You can make 3 of these little bags from one sheet of 12 by 12 DSP. And what I did was I cut the cardstock down to 4 inches by 9¼ inches. And then I scored it on the long side. It's scored at 3 3/4, 4 1/2, 8 1/4, 9, and sorry, so and then that's just a little 1/4 inch there. And then I rotated it and I scored it at 1/4 inch and then at 3 1/4. I'll put all of the details for this will be on my blog, and there'll be a link down below. I put tear and tape on this bit and folded it back so that it gave you the little lip at the top, and then I have put some double-sided tape on this seam here, and you can see that I cut up, this is the score line here, and I cut up to that score line, and this creates the base of the bag. So I will quickly just take that off so that you can see how I did this. Now I used our tear and tape, but I've actually cut it in 2 because this is such a skinny little bit that I split it so that I could be my frugal self. So there we are, that creates a little box. And then because I've already put the tape on here, but what I wanted to do is flick that over. I wanted the little side bits to be hidden, so I've sandwiched those in between. So that goes on there, and then we'll whip that off, stick that there, and you can see your sort of open-topped little box, little bag, and then I just pinched in the corners. I created a hole. Now because I used the burlap ribbon, I needed a bigger hole, and my circle punch, I've only got the very tiny handheld little punch, so I did use something that was not Stampin' Up to create the hole, and I used a bit of burlap, stepped that through, and then tied a bow with the white twine. And then in Tranquil Tide, I used one of the sentiment is from the Love What You Do stamp set, which goes with this DSP as part of that suite. That's punched out with the tailored tag punch, and then I've layered it onto the pretty label, and I just stuck that on with dimensionals, and I thought that was rather lovely. Ties in with the colours schemes for the paper. And this second little treat box, you can make 4. I made 4 out of one sheet of 12 by 12 DSP. This is the Tranquil textured DSP, and it's very simple to do. Score this at 1.5 and 4.5, rotate it, and then it's scored at 2.5 and 3.5, and then with your finger in this corner, you pull it up so that it's level, and then score in there, and you do the same with that side. I've already pre-scored it just so that you can see what I'm doing. And if you do all 4 of those, you can actually glue in those corners. Let me show you quickly. Put a bit of Tombow in those corners. Again, this liquid glue, you know, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that you really don't need an awful lot of those. Fold those over. It's very important just to get them in the funny shaped bit. Add a little bit of pressure, and then when you open the bag up, it creates the little receptacle. Now you could stick these bits down, but actually when I made them, I made a whole load, and I did it in, because you're batching, you can store these flat. I've taken, for the top part, this is a piece of mint macaron cardstock, which is 3 inches by 2 inches, and then it's folded in half lengthways, and that gets stuck with some liquid glue or some tear and tape across there, and it creates a little flap. And then I have used some of the Nature's Twine, but actually what I did, and this was a tip that I got from Connie Stewart, one of the top demonstrators in the States, you can actually split the twine when it's thick if you want to, if you're being frugal, and you can get 3 strands out of 1 length. So that's what I did, because I didn't want to run out. I used that. I used my handheld circle punch to create a hole in the top. Let's undo this. The sentiment is from the Pretty Label stamp set, and I've punched that out on Whisper White cardstock. It's stamped in Night of Navy, and then it's the 1 1/4 circle punch, and then I've got the scalloped punch, which is 1 1/8, so 3/8, sorry. So it just gives you a nice little edge round. That's mint macaron as well. Stuck on with a dimensional, and there we are, 3 little sweets that I swapped. So that's very quickly the swaps for today. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to share pictures of the lovely swaps that I received in return, and I'll come back on later in the week and show you what I got. So thanks very much for watching. Let's see if I can tie this up under pressure. So we were very lucky. We got lots of really lovely goodies. I've shared some pictures of bits and pieces that we received on my Instagram page. We got thoroughly spoilt for the weekend, and there we go. Not a great, very difficult to do those under pressure. So yes, keep watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you again later in the week. Bye bye for now.